Welcome to Silver Pros, sponsored by SD Bullion. I am your host, Silver Dragons, and I'm joined by my awesome, competent, wise co-host, Yankee Stacking. What's up, Yankee?
How you doing, my friend?
Yes, I'm doing wonderful. I'm really excited to be talking once again about junk silver. Now, not everyone calls it that. What do you call it, Yankee?
How dare you say that word? Some people really get jacked up over that term, junk silver.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that even came about was a lot of coin dealers would try to delineate or differentiate between just, bullion silver coinage and, special numismatic coins. And so they would call it junk. It wasn't a derogatory term,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just a way to say it. But it's become something of an anathema. People don't like saying that word. And so what it really can be called, correctly so, is constitutional silver, because in our Constitution, it talks about our government minting gold and silver coinage.
Right.
And that is real money, right? So
Exactly.
so
Now,
that's
now,
constitutional silver, or 90% silver.
Exactly. I was going to say some people just call it 90% silver,
Right.
but we're going to talk about it. Is it a good thing to be stacking once again? We're going to go through all of that. But before we do the deep dive into premiums and what's going on right now, I think we should probably explain exactly what it is. I mean, we talked about the term junk silver, but which coins are considered to be junk? Can you go over that, Yankee?
Sure. Traditionally, there are three basic coins that constitute 90% or junk silver. It's the half dollar, whether it be a Benjamin half dollar like this one, or a Kennedy half dollar, even a walking half dollar right here, Walking Liberty. Those half dollars are one of the three types. Another is the quarter, whether it be a George Washington quarter, primarily George Washington, although I have a Standing Liberty, I have a Barber here. We're going to talk about those in a second. And the third one is the dimes. Some of my favorites are the Roosevelt dime and the Wing and Liberty or Mercury dime. So those are the third type. So half dollars, quarters, dimes.
Now,
Those,
real quick, let me interject
yep.
because you mentioned Washington quarters, Roosevelt dimes. We
Yeah.
still make those today. However,
Mhm.
after 1964, they're just made out of copper with a nickel coating. They're copper nickel coins, the modern ones. So they
That's right.
have to be 1964 or older to be considered junk silver.
Right. When they're 90% silver, you'll actually not see that copper on the edge, right?
Just a
So
solid color.
solid color. You got to be careful with this Kennedy. Sometimes they can be 40%. That's a special case with Kennedys, but 90% traditionally, that is junk silver. And it's important to remember that, because a lot of other people like to stack some unique stuff, whether it be war nickels, 35% silver. Those are also have some silver in them. Some people like the older ones. I mentioned the Barber and the Standing Liberty quarters. You got to be careful of those, because they can sometimes demand a higher premium, and they actually can have a lot less silver on them due to wear. One
Mm.
last one to watch out for is the Morgan, an absolutely beautiful coin like this one right here, and a peace dollar. They're 90% too. This one's actually a Carson City CC, and you're going to be paying extra for Morgan and peace dollars. So don't consider them really good targets to stack
Right.
for
So
90% silver.
yeah, perfect. So if you want to stack 90% silver, the three to go for are going to be the half dollars, the quarters, and the dimes. Now, Yankee, you started stacking long before I did. In fact, I wasn't even alive.
Is this going to be another age joke?
No, no, but
That's okay, man.
this is where your wisdom comes into play. So can you talk about sort of the premiums when you first started buying junk silver?
My first purchase of silver, 90% silver, was with my father. I was in 1981, so I would have been 15 years old, I think. And he loved the dimes, loved dimes. So he kind of instilled in me a desire to buy the dimes, even though I did buy a little bit of the quarters and halves, mostly dimes. In fact, SD, I have the receipt that shows what I bought back in 1981.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Uh, it was from let's see, is my name on here? No, I had to make sure. But this right here from Del Greco Coins down in Massachusetts. There was an amount here. I wrote in pen. This is my penmanship. Boy, actually, I had good
You have
penmanship.
really
back
good
then.
handwriting.
Well, not now, but back when I was young, I wrote, August of 1981, April of 1981, October, August 28th of 1982. You can see I was buying dimes,
Wow, and I can
dimes,
see the
dimes, dimes.
price, the 9 to 1, 10 to 1.
Yeah,
So it's really actually pretty
9x.
reasonably priced.
Right. $9 to $1 face, 10, 9.25, 7.5. When it dropped to 7.5 in 1982, I bought the bulk. That was a lot for a young kid back then.
Yeah, so those premiums, if we translate them into a dollar amount, you're really looking at about maybe $2 over spot, right? Something really low.
Right. We did some calculations. It's around a 14% premium on
Okay.
average.
Okay. And when it
Sometimes a little less, sometimes around that. Yep.
Yeah, about 14%.
Hmm.
But I was going to ask you, you have a target when it comes to stacking silver where if the premium is over a certain percentage, you actually think it's a bad idea to buy it. And it's 20%, correct?
20% is my absolute limit right now of buying silver for stacking, that is. And it's tough. It really is. I've had, you know, constitutional silver, 90% silver as a tier one target for my stack, along with like American Silver Eagles and Canadian Maple Leafs, things that are close to home, easily recognizable, trusted, that type of thing. But it's been hard to go after those tier one targets. So I've been kind of moving on to rounds and bars and other things, more my tier two stuff, and then stacking those hard. Um, just junk silver has been over that 20%
It
limit for
was.
me.
It was for a while. So I'll just catch you up to when I started stacking, which was in 2018. So much more recently. It was about a 10 to 15% premium on junk silver. Now, sometimes it would be on sale. We could get it really close to spot.
Hmm.
But it was still well under that 20%. Now, fast forward to 2020, 2021, 2022, premiums got out of control, didn't they?
They went nuts, Dragons. I mean, absolutely insane. It rivaled the crazy premiums of an American Silver Eagle. I think it closed in almost 100%.
Yeah.
Wasn't it as high as 100% at one point?
Yeah. It was probably over 100% premium at some coin shops. Everyone's got different prices, right? But the thing was, no one was wanting to sell their junk silver back to
Hmm.
the wholesalers, back to the dealers. Everyone was holding on to it. And there's a limited amount of this stuff. It's not being made anymore. Obviously, ever since 1965, they haven't made a single piece of junk silver. So, because there's a limited quantity, demand was extremely high and no supply, the premiums went bonkers. And you and I both made videos saying it's not a good idea to buy it anymore. And that was
No.
the case up until a few weeks ago, right?
Just recently, I have been looking at the prices going, this may be the time to get back in. And I think, well, we should talk about it a little bit more. Is it the right time to get back into constitutional junk silver to stack? I haven't finished my dime guardhouse box, and this has just really driven me nuts, Dragons, to have this box half full.
Mm-hmm.
I hate half full stacking boxes, so I've been waiting.
Yep. And in fact, we could just do the math right here. I have the $10 face packs or rolls, I suppose you could say, from SD Bullion here on the screen. These are all 90% silver. And these are not on sale. This is their regular price, no special or anything. But we have the check wire here, $198 for $10 face. Now, it's a little bit tricky to do the
Yes.
math and figure out the premium, but I'm going to walk you through it here. So
Good.
we'll pull up the trusty calculator. So in order to do the math, we'll do 19.805, and we're going to multiply this by 1.4. And
That's
this
the magic number right there, right?
1.4 is the
1.4.
magic number. So this is going to give us the price per ounce. So for every ounce of silver you buy of these coins, you're paying $27.72.
That's where we get that rule of thumb. A buck 40
Mm-hmm.
is about an ounce
Exactly.
of silver.
That's exactly right. If you have $1.40 in junk
Mhm.
silver, you have an ounce of silver.
Mhm.
So now we're going to take this and we're going to subtract the silver spot price, which is 23.22 right now.
Mhm.
And we have a premium of $4.50. Now, all we got to do, one last step, is divide this by the spot price to figure out the percentage, 23.22, and we get 19.4%, Yankee.
Ooh, that's close.
We are
Right
under
there.
a 20% premium, baby,
That
on
hasn't
junk
happened
silver.
for a while.
And it's
Wow.
not even on sale. So if this does go on sale, keep your eyes peeled. You
Yep.
could get even a lower premium than that. So I think junk silver's back in.
I really think this is a great barter silver for people to buy. And I know new stackers want to get their hands on it and have been frustrated with the premiums.
It is one of the best types of silver for barter. And I think it's one of the best types of silver to stack. We just did a poll. It was about 86% of the community said, yes, it is a good silver for stacking. Now that the premiums are lower, are you going to be buying more, Yankee? Are you going to start feathering some in to finish out that guardhouse box?
I absolutely am. It got below 20%. I'll start buying more silver dimes to finish this off. I'm not going to do it hardcore, but I'm going to definitely start to finish it off. We got to
Yeah.
finish this thing. I can't have a half empty box. I'm sorry.
Junk silver's back in.
Back in. I'm going to be buying it. That's good news. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Awesome. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time on Silver Pros.
Stacked like a pro.